nice for breakfast? See your lips. Oh my gosh, look at your teeth. You must brush your teeth later, yeah? Oh. Must brush your teeth and must drink water, eh? Show me again. Let's go. We go to the class. Then we go inside the teacher meeting. Yeah, kita okay, go inside. Come on. Good. Tak boleh masuk kan?
Okay. You masukkan dia dulu. Okay, bye-bye mami.
I nak cakap dengan teacher ni sekejap je. Teacher, I want to talk to you about something. Boleh? Okay. I just want to ask you just one question. It's a yes or no question. And after that, we proceed on. Yesterday, right, when I was telling you about my request, right, I wanted to ask you to write for me the semua kan. Then you said kalau ada 20 parents macam you, susah.
Yes.
I feel disrespected tau. Okay, but
I just want
is that your objective?
I just want you to understand.
Is that your niat?
If you notice what I write inside the combo.
Okay, that is just a yes or no question. Is that your objective?
Objective for?
Objective lah, whether you intend to macam insult me ke. Because you said 20 parents macam you, I susah tau. Wait I've always been listening. But I every time nak cakap, you akan interrupt. Macam gini. So can you please let me say 5 minutes je. Okay, teacher? Boleh
Cuma your question is, you are not giving me the liberty to explain myself. Itu je. I feel
because I just want to know it's a yes or no
if
question.
If you feel offended, I also feel offended if you talk like that.
Okay, fine. Okay, fair enough. If you want to say, then say.
Because why? When I say that I want you to understand my plight, I have 20 children. 20 children. If I have all 20 parents who request the same as what you request, I don't think I have the time to write inside the combo. I don't intend to insult you. I just want you to understand my plight, my situation too.
Okay,
I hope you don't misunderstand what
okay,
I'm
the
saying.
thing is, I just nak tahu whether you punya objective tu nak disrespect I ke apa. Okay, fine. That's all.
Definitely
Okay,
not.
sorry. Cuma I nak.
If not, I won't have the hassle to create this group. I tell you, all teachers have this group with the parents.
Okay.
I took the initiative because I wanted to
Okay, I
what's happening.
truly I understand you punya susah jaga budak-budak. I truly understand.
I ikhlas. Sebenarnya buat kerja I ikhlas.
Okay.
I can just keep quiet, not tell you anything.
Okay.
Tapi I'm not being fair to you.
Okay.
You need to know. So, cuma I understand some parents sometimes they cannot understand what we're trying to convey. We're trying to say. Some parents they are quite defensive, which is I understand is their children. We are taking care. Saya mau ikut kelas. Kita cek ya.
Okay. Yeah, so okay, I understand. Cuma I nak you faham ya. I understand your susah. Cuma I nak minta sikit je. Yang question tu actually yang the last paragraph kat dalam combo tu is just example question for your end of the week punya answer. Macam I just needed macam
This quite
I think a lot of okay. Because I think I
that's why I say if you have any doubts, come and speak with me personally. I would prefer you speak to me personally, so you understand what I'm trying to say. Rather
Okay.
than I tulis, you tak faham apa yang cakap. Nanti
Oh.
you misunderstand. Go to your children.
Dah Syayan semua dah.
Saya dah.
All done.
Aku tak tahu pula ni dah tak lambat.
Yeah, just nak bilang you je lah. I just need like a point form je. Macam just brief je macam you
I'm
cakap.
sorry on that note if you feel offended because it's not my intention for
Okay.
you to.
Okay, then.
It's just that I just want you to understand my plight. Kalau ada 20 parents who request like that, I'm short-handed.
I understand that.
So you can do it when you're free. I tell you what, pergi toilet pun susah.
Yeah, I faham. I understand. 20 children memang I understand.
It's
Cuma I just
challenging
need-
for me. So I want you to understand. Not say I don't want to reply to your
Yeah.
request,
But
I just want you to understand.
Yes, I truly, I told you many times that I understand. Cuma I just want you to know that I faham your situation in class, but I just need a little bit aja, macam point form aja, because I never know any info. Kalau
Are you still in the group? Because I seldom see your name inside the group.
because we are in the group, cuma
Tapi you ada baca lah.
ada baca juga.
I tell you what. From time to time, I try to update what the children are learning inside the class.
Okay.
So that not only you, the rest of the parents also will
Okay.
get the information what we are going through inside the class.
Okay.
But separately on Howard's note, if there is a concern
macam
that I
betul.
want you to know, I will write inside.
Okay, so little achievement, little progress, little improvement, semua you just tell me in book or in WhatsApp, can?
WhatsApp group, I have 2 numbers. I
As
don't know
in
whether
WhatsApp group or personal WhatsApp.
the WhatsApp group is your number, is it?
My husband's and mine.
What the 2 number? In the group.
Yes.
Oh, there is 2 numbers.
Hmm.
So both your husband and you got the message.
Yes.
Then inside the WhatsApp group, I will on a general note lah.
Yes,
Actually, if
for
you notice,
what you are
if
doing.
notice,
Yes, I
ada
notice.
siapa yang tak datang
Yes,
hari Friday.
yes.
I'm very concerned that tak datang Monday they will come down to school kan. So I update tu pun petang ada yang datang. Dia terlepas pandang. Maknanya dia tak baca lah. So that's the my reason because of the group.
Okay.
I have parents in heart because I know parents are busy. Some parents are busy. They don't have the time to look at book. So very important messages and some I blast inside the WhatsApp group. So you know what's happening, so things like that. So if it is a concern, you want to know what the children are doing, I will share inside the group what the activities. But usually I share.
Yes,
inside the
yes,
group
yes.
lah.
Usually you share, cuma yang
for
Howard alone.
Nanti mana ada program kita just
ambil kat WhatsApp ke combo pun boleh, as long as sikit je.
Dia tak nak diri.
Tu pun boleh, just
Boleh I
message je.
I share inside the personal WhatsApp. Not
Pas
inside the group.
ya. Kalau yang buat yang grup tu yang biasa-biasa ni lah.
I tak nak tahu.
No lah. Cuma tak nak tahu je.
On the wrong foot lah.
I hope you also don't take it too hard lah.
Cuma I'm telling you, all teachers are the same. So when she go to K1,
It's gonna be a different teacher.
It's a different-
have different story.
You're not lah.
Okay, I understand.
So the expectation will be the same.
Okay, can. Okay, I just nak tahu je.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Mazabatin.
Sudah ada. Selamat raya. Assalamualaikum. Look at this kid. Tengok, dia tak nak tengok orang ni. Tengok tu dia senyum-senyum lagi ni. Ya Allah, ya Rabbi. Hi. What are you wearing? You look so cute. Afifa. Why? What? Hello. Hello. OMG. Assalamualaikum. Busy. What are you What are you doing to Afifah? Gila Syah dia tiarap Ida. Like just stationary gitu Ida. Not any movement. Only her lips move like this. OMG. I'm on the way to fetch baby. There had been a delay. It was so jammed, I don't know because of what. I think there's an accident. So that explains why I'm late today. When I'm so early taking the bus just now. Are you playing with kakak? Bye-bye. Come, let's go. Careful. Ish. Can see you having fun in school, P? No? You had fun, right?
No.
You played catch with kakak?
Yeah.
Was it fun for you? You like? Okay, come. Then let's go. Astagfirullahaladzim. Kakak will carry you.
No.
Sorry, I was late. But you had fun, right? You played catch. Umbrella? Because it's a sunny day. That's why I didn't bring an umbrella. Blue umbrella. Yes, we didn't bring blue umbrella because it's not raining. It's sunny day. What did you eat today?
Drinking.
You drink water. And what did you eat? Bread. Oh, you don't want roti?
I don't want
Isha. Wow. Oh, what's that? Star? Why did you get a star? Oh, did she give you a star? Good. Were you a good girl? Eh?
Any?
Yeah, one only. Happiness. Did you lead? You lead in the pledge just now in school? Don't wipe. You said you don't want to wipe? So that's how you got your star, because you lead in today's national anthem in pledge, right? Yes or no. Yes or no? Did you lead the pledge? You leader, is it?
Yes.
Who said you leader? Is it Teacher Leja or Teacher Sue?
Power.
Oh, you said you are the leader.
Yeah.
Nah. Wipe your palm. Where's your palm? Turn your hand around. Okay, later come home you can wash with soap. Now you turn your hand around and wipe. Okay, wipe your hands here. Yes, your palm. What's that? Huh? What's that? Star? Then you want star, then why you wipe? Hmm? And we are home, everybody. Alhamdulillah. So, I think you guys are wondering what happened, right? Between the teacher and me. So I'm gonna share with you, but as soon as I'm settled down with Safira all showered, I'm getting back to it. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm showered. My hair is wet, that's why I'm wearing my towel, and I'm sitting under a fan to dry my hair. But before I get to it, I want to share with you what happened in Hawa's school. By the way, she's inside the bathroom and she's in the bathtub playing with her dolls and stuff, so why not just let her have a good time in her bathtub. So yeah, I wanted to share with you what happened exactly. So as you have heard from that sound record, that her teacher obviously said something inappropriate and something mean. I feel it's mean. I mean, personally, I have asked opinions from 5 people, and all of them said it was rude, it was disrespectful, and it was kind of like mean in a way. So I would describe it as something mean that she said. So that happened yesterday, like when I wanted to fetch Hawa. So what actually happened was, if I haven't mentioned this, let me tell you that for the first 5 months when Hawa attended her school, me and my husband, we don't communicate with the teacher. We have, yeah, you can switch on but slow water up. We have a communication book provided for us to communicate with the teacher. So every now and then, if we have questions, requests, or anything like that, we can always write it down in the com book. But we haven't been doing that for the past 5 months. And then we had problems, like the teacher said some things and then we couldn't take it, and then we felt that it was kind of negative. It was like something negative that we couldn't accept. So of course, a lot of stuffs happened, like one thing led to another, and especially when Hawa was pulled by one of the teachers, not her form teacher, it got big. Like we had to involve the principal, so like we had to meet the principal and stuff. At the end of all those 5 months, I feel like there was a lot of miscommunications between me and the form teachers, and especially with the one who put Hawa by her arm. So all of that actually accumulated into one meeting with the principal, and I blurted everything out. So I received advices from the principal. Her name is Kalsum. I call her Madam Kalsum, and she advised me and my husband that if we have any issues at all with the teachers, we should go to the teacher and ask and then explain that we felt a certain way after that kind of remark or comment and stuff like that. For example, when teacher Lija used to say that, oh, Hawa had a piece of drawing, when we asked her to draw herself, this is what she gave us. We took it as a negative thing. It's like something that the teacher is expecting, but Hawa could not achieve it. So it's like the teacher expects at Hawa's age, 3 years old, to be able to draw herself, like a circle that resembles the face, like the 2 circles that resembles the eyes. I think like the teacher has that kind of expectation for Hawa, but Hawa could not achieve it. It is something that made us feel like we didn't do anything. It's like Hawa is incapable, slow. We took it as like that. So when we explained this kind of thing to the principal, her advice was to ask the teacher, what do you mean by that? I don't find it quite nice to say, because I feel like you are looking down on us in a way. So I took her advice. When term 2 started during Shawwal, I took this opportunity to make use of the com book. So I wrote down a few stuffs that I wanted to be updated. One fact: if we as the parents don't ask the teacher what is going on, they won't tell us.
So that is what I'm doing right now. I requested for a few things to be done by the teacher. That is, on every Friday or every end of the week, she updates me how is Howard's meal intakes. Like on Monday, what did you serve and what did she choose to eat? Did she even eat it or not? And what are the drinks served? Did she even drink water or milk? You know, like I want her to update me on her meals intake. So she did. So we moved on. I wanted another staffs to be updated, because if I don't ask, I don't know what is going on in school. Because we don't have CCTV, we are not able to see what is going on in school. We are not able to know what are our child's interests in school. We don't know if she is misbehaving. We don't know if she is progressing. We don't know how well she has achieved. We don't know how good her self-esteem is. So we want to know. That's why I decided I should request all these stuff so that she will update me every now and then without me asking. So her meals intake, I have achieved it from her. She got my message, so she's gonna continue doing that. So the second request was, I wanted to know how are her anticipation during class. For example, if you are reading a book to her, does she anticipate it? Was she listening to you? Does she know what the story is all about? Is she participating? Yes, I want to be updated on that. And then the third request was her behavior towards her schoolmates. Is she sharing her toys with her friends? Is she socializing well with her friends? Is she good at communicating? I want to know all these stuff. So that's why I requested for all these three: meal intakes, her participation in class, and her behavior towards others. So then she told me this: the curriculum newsletter has been given out last Friday. You may refer to it and bond with Howard on the topic learned for the week. Just a suggestion for the question to ask her at home: do you read books? What is it about? Talk about the weather. Or questions that interest her. This is to encourage her language and social skills with you. Should there be any other areas which you are keen to know, feel free to speak with me after dismissal. I think she don't get it. I want her to write, not just speak. Because if she speaks to me, I will have a lot of distractions, and Howard would definitely want me to go home instead of lingering around there. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a short while. How about she take her time to write down in point forms what happened on that day? Just briefly describe to me what's going on. Is she progressing? Is she achieving something? Is she misbehaving? Did she eat well? Yes, all of that in point form. I don't mind as long as you write to me. I mean, personally, I don't prefer speaking to her because for me, her teacher is the kind of person who makes me uncomfortable to talk to. So I would prefer in writing. Moreover, if she writes, I might be able to have a record of what I should do, what are the areas that I can improve on. I might not be able to remember every single sentence when she speak to me because there were a lot of distractions. I might overlook on certain things, but with a book, with her writing down, I will have a record. That's my point. That's why I want her to write to me. And so, I thank her for the suggestions that she told me. But then, I came up with a lot of questions, and these questions are supposed to be like example questions that she can choose to answer every end of the week. These are questions not to be answered by her on one particular day at one particular time. These are actually just example questions for her to answer every end of the week, which I failed to explain because I was writing that questions down in the bus. I couldn't finish my sentence and we had to alight from the bus. So That's when she felt intimidated. That's when she said, "Hi mommy, I will speak with you personally after dismissal." So when she spoke to me, she said, "There were too many questions. I cannot answer all of them in writing form. That's why I prefer to speak to you." And then she said, "We are given a few minutes for each combo. But if you have a lot of these questions, I cannot answer them." So she asked me this question: "Do you talk to your child?" And I'm like, "What? Do you think I don't?" In my heart. So I told her, "Yes, I do. I spoke to her. I asked her questions. How was your school? What did you read? What did teacher Lija say? What did teacher Sue say?" And sometimes, actually, and most of the times, she says, "I don't know, Umi." And the teacher's face changed. Her facial expression changed. She was some kind of disappointed. There's some kind of disappointment in her face. It's like, "I have done so much for every one of you, but all you can say to your parents is, I don't know." It's that kind of face. It's that kind of face that I saw. So I told her again, if I don't get information from my child and I don't get information from you, how are we to work things out? I want to be able to help Pipi. So in order for me to help Hawa, I need to help the teacher. So if you also are acting this way, you don't want to write down, it's too much for you, it's a hassle, there are 20 children, how else are we going to work out? So she told me like they were given a few minutes only with the combo, right? Fine. And then I explained to her, I need to ask you questions so that you can update me, because I need to know also. And then you know what happened? She actually came close to me and invaded my personal space, and she speak in a lower tone of voice. And she said, "Sorry sis, I just want to be honest with you. But if there are 20 parents like you, kita susah tau. Which means it is difficult for us, you know." And then she leaned back and she was smiling. And I was like, exactly this face. I was like so PO. I was so pissed off. I mean, this is so inappropriate. How can you just simply say, if there are 20 parents like me, they are gonna have a hard time? How can you say things like that? It is just inappropriate. It's just not right. It is for me disrespectful. And in fact, very rude. You don't talk to people this way. You know, when I tell Bella and I tell Khairul, they both said if they were me, they would spontaneously just say, if there are 20 teachers like you, the kids and the parents are all gonna have a hard time. So that's why I feel that it was disrespectful. I don't talk to people like that, and you have certainly no right to talk to me in that manner. I mean, we are not even friends. So I just swallowed it there and there, because I just didn't want to turn Hawa off. Like, I don't want to become nasty, like an angry old fool, like a maniac, like suddenly just burst out of nowhere, just explode and, you know, like blow. I just didn't want to do that, so I swallowed. And it was in my tummy. After I gave her the what the F look, she quickly changed the topic. She quickly came up with a solution. She quickly said, how about if I just tell you briefly? I will just write down in a short paragraph, just briefly tell you what happened, if she is progressing and stuff like that. Okay tak? Will that be okay? I said, yeah. That's what I wanted. And because she likes to interrupt me, I could not get her to see my point. I did not manage to explain to her what exactly are my requests. So I swallowed what she said and I brought it back home, and I couldn't get it off my mind. Then I talked to 5 people, and all those 5 people in my life who are close to me, they actually told me stuff on what to say and what to do and stuff. So I had a lot of thinking, a lot of advices, a lot of opinions, and I suddenly remembered the other day, I think last week, I I saw a video. The psychologist, I think he's a vlogger, but his videos are all about self-care, self-love, making oneself feel worthy. His videos also help people who have trouble dealing with other people. So then I saw his video. It had a title, and that title says how to be assertive. I saw the video and he explained that you can be assertive to offensive people. You don't need to be nasty, angry or whatever, but you can be assertive to some people who offended you. He gave examples on his video, which I'm gonna link down in my vlog today. And in this particular video, how to be assertive, he said about 3 steps to follow on how to be assertive, on how to deal with people who offend you. He gave an example of a scenario, a mother who just had a long week of work, and then by the end of the week she was saying, okay, we're going to have spaghetti bolognese for this weekend, and then her children were all like, oh, not again, something like that. So she was offended, she felt offended. This psychologist, he said, try to do these 3 steps. Number 1 is to identify. How to identify? You go up to the particular child and you tell him this. When I said I wanted to make spaghetti bolognese, you said, oh, not again. I felt disrespected. That is identifying. Number 2 is to verify. What the mother is going to do next is to ask the child, are you implying that my spaghetti bolognese is not nice? Were you trying to insult me? Was that what you were going for? Was that like your objective? That is verifying. It's asking questions instead of accusing. It's to ask those big questions. That I think is the highlight for the 3 points. Identify, verify, and the third is to accept. Now, the second one I'm telling you is the one that is highlighted. That is like the main thing. I'll tell you why later. After asking those questions, normal behaviors from people are usually denials, like, oh no, that's not what I meant, you misunderstood, and blah blah blah. Those are like normal behaviors. But there are people who actually tell you to your face, yes, my objective is to tell you I don't like your spaghetti bolognese. There are people who are like that. Whatever the answer is, whatever the reply is, you're just going to accept. You're just going to say, okay, that's all. That is what I did today. At the beginning, I felt like it was a little heated up. The conversation was like boiling. But then there were some scenes when someone from outside wants to enter, because we were inside the school's main area. Surrounding us were doors of classrooms. We were at the main door area. There were people coming in and out twice. That's when I felt like that was God's work. From a heated conversation, this kind of moment when people came in, the heat came a little bit down. Yesterday, I had a conversation with Akila, and she was telling me that I cannot be talking to the teacher in a manner that it's a cold conversation or a heated conversation. Initially, before talking to Akila, I had that kind of mentality that I was there to scold her or something like that, or to be negative. But then when I talked to Akila, she said you cannot be cold and angry. If you are like that, that would make the teacher not want to help you get what you want. What I wanted was an update every end of the week. If I were to heat things up and get angry or stuff, I might not get it. I might not get updates. In order for me to work it out with her, I have to calm myself down. Which is why I felt those people coming in were God's work for me, which I am grateful for Allah. Because if not for those people, I think I might turn nasty. You know what I mean? I didn't want to see myself in that kind of manner also. And also, it also takes courage for a person like me. I have anxiety issues, and it makes my heart beat a lot more faster than usual when I'm talking to someone uncomfortable, and especially when I am in an angry mode. It makes me uncomfortable to talk. That's something about me. When I am angry, I would keep my mouth shut because I know I have nothing nice to say when I'm angry. So I would just keep my mouth shut, swallow it, and then walk away. That's what I usually do. That's why I'm feeling like this kind of moment with the teacher, it's actually a courageous moment. I just felt like it's a pat on my back saying good job for myself. If I haven't done this, I would have thought about it and I would keep it in my heart and I would have grudges, which is not healthy. That's why I decided that I should talk to her. And that's why I felt when it was God's work trying to calm me down, eventually the conversation became a happy one. Alhamdulillah. It eventually became something positive. It is something that we both want to achieve. That is working together side by side to help Hawa achieve in whatever achievements there is. So Alhamdulillah, today had been a long day of me sharing these stuffs, I know. So I'm just gonna keep today's vlog simple, guys. Right now Hawa is showering, so I'm just telling you today's agenda. If I don't get to vlog what Hawa is doing and stuff, my apologies, but I hope you will be able to see Hawa again the next day, more of Hawa and stuff, okay? But I'm trying to keep each day's vlogs short. What happens after this particular footage is going to be bits of Hawa. Just bits, right guys? Thank you for listening. I am so happy that today happened and I'm relieved in a way, and I'm glad that the teacher is able to work with me. Today so far, what I've seen in the combo is about Hawa's achievement written by her teacher over here. She said Hawa did a good job in leading the pledge today. Alhamdulillah. Great. So see ya in a bit.
Mommy, I said too far.
Do you know your animals?
Bat,
More? Zebra, elephant.
bat, and zebra, and elephant, and monkey.
Bat, zebra, monkey, elephant.
I don't know. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing there? What are you doing there? What are you doing there? Mommy.
Okay, now we say our prayers. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let me off for you. This
Bismillah.
Allah barik lana
Amin.
Oh.
Allah, yes us with the food that we set us on the hellfire.
Amin.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, fat. Jolly teacher, jolly fat. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismika
Allahumma barik